Good day everyone. Today we are going to look at computer programming 1 using Java programming. And for today's sessions we have the following objectives. 1. To understand the fundamental concept of Java programming. That is one objective. We have the second objective is to gain practical aspects of Java. We have the third one is to be able to install or setting up Java development environment. And the fourth one is to be able to know how to compile and run Java program. And the fifth one is to appreciate or to know the advantages of Java programming, or why are we choosing Java programming over any other programming languages. So these are the objectives of our today's session, and at the end of this session, it means that students or our viewers out there will be able to know this concept of Java programming and will be able to gain practical aspects of Java programming. Also, the students will be able to know how to set up the Java development environment, and they will also be able to know how to compile and run Java programming, also to appreciate the advantages or why we are choosing Java programming on any other programming languages in our computer programming language too. So this is what we have. So you are welcome again into the world of Java programming, and this class is an overview that we are going to introduce the key aspect or key fundamental aspect of how to write a simple Java programming. And as we all know, Java is a very powerful and versatile programming languages that we use in developing a wide range of applications. And these applications ranges from mobile applications, that's the mobile applications that we use on our handset, to what? To enterprise software development. Enterprise software applications. So that's what your Java application can do. You can be able to use Java programming in order to program a ranges of programs from mobile application development to enterprise software application, or we call them sometimes scientific programming. This Java programming is an object-oriented approach, and being object-oriented approach and the platform of Java applications is independence. And being its independence make it a very robust Java programming designed, and it also makes them popular for programmers worldwide around the globe. So this Java programming is being developed by a person called James Gosling. It's being developed by whom? This Java programming is being developed by James Gosling. James Gosling in 1995, and this development took place, and it was released in 1995, and it took place in a Sun microsystem. Sun microsystem, in a Sun microsystems. So this we have the first edition of Java programming is called JSE, which stands for Java Standard Edition. Java Standard Edition, and this Java Standard Edition is the core component of a Sun microsystem, and the latest release of this Java Standard Edition is called SE9. It's called what? SE9. That is Standard Edition version 9, and the advancement of this Java and its widespread popularity make it able, and the multiple configurations were built when it was when this version of Java Standard Edition was version 9 was released, there was multiple configurations that were built in order to suit or to fit in various types of platform. As we mentioned earlier, the mobile application development, web development, scientific programming, and what have you. So in this regard, there was a release again called Java 2 EE, that is Java 2 Enterprise Edition. There was a release called Java 2 Standard Edition, and this Java 2 Standard Edition, it made for enterprise applications and development. And we have Java 2 ME, which is also made for mobile application. And these Java 2 versions were being categorized into Java SE, Java SE. We also have Java EE, and then we have the last one, Java ME. That means in the release of this Java 2 edition, we have Java Standard Edition, Java Enterprise Edition, and Java Mobile Edition. So this is this Java guaranteed to write. You can write your Java is a guarantee that you can write it once and it can run anywhere you take it. That is for this overview of Java. So why are we choosing Java over any programming languages we have in computer programming? One, we are choosing Java programming because of its ability to work with object-oriented. It is object-oriented based. So in Java, it is object-oriented based. Object-oriented based. So it means in Java, everything is an object. It can't be easily, meaning that it can be easily extended since it is on object model. When we come to deal with object-oriented programming, we are going to get insight of this very object-oriented. So we also, that is the first reason why we are choosing Java programming over any other programming languages we have. Two, we have the reason why we are choosing Java programming is its ability to work on platform independence. So when Java is compiled, it is not compiled into what? Into a platform-specific machine, like the order of C, C++, C# or whatsoever. Rather, it is what? It is compiled into what? A platform independent called bytecode. And this bytecode is interpreted by a what? By a Java virtual machine called JVM. So you've written your code using IDE or using a text editor. This code doesn't just compile into what? Into a machine independent understandable language. It first of all what? Move into what? Independent bytecode or Java independent bytecode. Then it's being interpreted by this JVM, that's Java Virtual Machine. The third one, we have the reason why we are choosing Java over any other programming language is its simplicity and security. It would be easy to master Java programming, and also with Java secured features, you can be able to develop a what? You can be able to develop a virus-free software or application, a tamper-free. That is without any much headache. You can be able to develop this, and the authentication techniques in Java is based on public key encryptions. So you can be able to what? Encrypt any public data that is going out of this programming or from this programming. And this make it one of the reasons why we are choosing Java over any other programming language. And of course, the fourth one is the robustness. So Java makes an effort in order to eliminate errors-prone situations by emphasizing mainly on what? On a compile error rather than what? Rather than runtime error. You know, in a programming we have, when we talk about error, we talk about the runtime error and then the compile time error. While in the compile time error, the errors prompt you instantly before you run the program. So while in the runtime, it's after you now compile the program and you are in the process of execution. So that made one of the reasons why we are choosing Java, because it emphasizes mainly on what? On a compile error rather than runtime error. So we also have another reason called multi-threaded. Multi-threaded here is with Java programming, we have what we call multi-threaded feature, which is very possible to write multiple programs or programs that can perform many tasks simultaneously. This design feature allows the developers to construct interactive applications that can run smoothly. So you can now, just like if you are trying to create a chatbot system, where this chatbot will be able to interact, somebody is interacting with the system and another person is interacting with the system elsewhere. So this makes one of the advantages or one of the reasons why we are choosing Java programming. And of course, we will not forget the interpretation. So the Java bytecode, as we explained earlier, translates on the fly to native machine language. So as we said earlier, when you develop your code or when you write your code, those code doesn't just go direct into a machine understandable language. Rather, it first going to what? Java bytecode. So from there, then it now translated to a what? A native machine instruction, and it is not stored anywhere. So then later, the development process is more rapid and analytical, since the linking is incremental, and then it's a lightweight process. So these also make it a reason why we are choosing Java programming over any other programming languages when we are dealing with our programming language 1. So we also have high performance. With the use of just-in-time compilers, the just-in-time compilers we are having, Java enables you to have a high performance in your programming or in your day-to-day programming expertise. So the next thing we are going to look at here is Java development environment. That's how you can be able to go about setting up your Java development environment. So when we talk about Java, we must talk about Java Standard Edition. We are students, we are going to be using this Standard Edition, and this Standard Edition is freely available from open source. You can just download, you can just search on your Google Java SE, or you can just type HTTP or www, you write oracle.com/ you have tech network /Java in small letters, please. Then / Java SE again, Java SE, all in small letters, / download, there is ES here, then / S. After this, we have JDK 8, Java Development Kit 8. Then you have download, there is still an S. Then you have hyphen again. Then we have 21.33.151.html in small letters, please. So once you have this, you can also go back and include https://www. or we have double quote here, and then that's it. So you can be able to do something like this, and you hit your enter key. It will take you to a platform where you can be able to download this Java. So once you click on the specification of your system, maybe 62 or 64-bit, I'm using 64-bit, you can click on that 64-bit and you download the .x, that executable file of Java SE, to install it on your machine, or you can just click to download it on your machine. Then you follow it to the download folder and now double click or right click to install or run as an administrator. It can be able to save this on your system. Once you install this Java on your machine, you will need to set up what we call environment variable point. This environment variable point is very, very important in order to correct the installations directory. Are we together? So this is very, very paramount in setting up your Java environment. So assuming now we have followed this process, we have downloaded the Java SE, we have installed Java SE on our machine. So what we are left with now here, we are going to set up the what? The variable path. Look, there is two things here I mentioned. One, you download Java SE from this site. Two, no matter what you do, you must go back and set this variable path. To set this variable path, assuming you have installed your Java variable into this directory. Let me wipe up this. So, assuming you have set this into what? This directory into a root of C, we have backward slash, not forward slash this time around. You have program like this, files. Program files for backward slash Java. Then you have backward slash JDK, and this is a directory. There is this one is known. This is a what? Directory. So, assuming you have set this Java into this very directory we have mentioned. So what you are going to do, you will now move and locate your computer, or what we call my computer. You right click on this my computer and select what we call properties. Assuming we have a system like this standing, some icons is here called my computer. You just right click on this. You right click, now the process of setting the variable path. You right click on my computer. You right click on my computer, you select properties. You select properties, then you move to what? To environment variable button. There is environment variable button from these properties you explored. Environment variable is a tag for variables. It's a tag. So you click on this button. Once you click on this, you will see an advanced under it. Advanced button. Once you are on advanced button tab, you click on it. On this systems variable section, there is a part that you need to alter, and this part you need to alter. Example, I hope you have copied down this. You can pause this video, copy down this. That's the process. So we are going to see the part now, how the part was and how we want the part to look like. So at current, you can see the part written. Let me wipe this one so that it will not create confusion. So at first, you will see the part with this in capital letters. Windows, then systems, please. Systems 32. Systems 32 or system 32, sorry. System 32. This is the current part that you will look at, or you will find if you follow through that process of right clicking on my computer, looking at the properties, you click on environmental variables or environment variable buttons, then under it you click on the advanced buttons. So on the advanced button you will see this alter tab. At current I said you will look at it like this. So and you need to change this part. All you need to do is you edit on this part. So all you will now include, this very section will remain the way it is. The only thing you will add, you will put semicolon here. You will now write. This thing continues. Well, let me just put it like this. Small letters, root directory of C. Then you have programs, program files. Program files. You have again Java. Then you have JDK. Then you have B. So this is what you are going to have. Are we together? So at default, I said you are going to see only this. So all you need to do, you alter this by editing, including semicolon, a root directory in small letters. You will write this. If you remember, this is just what? the paths in which we have downloaded or we have installed our Java SE. Are we together? You remember, if you are now locating a directory where you've saved what? Your Java, that's a very that very address I've written, and then in front of it I include directory. Just now I want it here. I hope you are following this process, please. So once you have this, you just click on your save, and that's all. Your Java environment is ready for use. So if you are not going to work with console, or you are not going to work with your command prompt, all you need to do next is to get what we call Java Text ID, Java IDE or Java Text Editor, or sometimes you call it Java Text IDE or Java Text Editor. And this, in this Java Text Editor and IDE, we are going to categorize it into these. One, we have IDE. Let's try to minimize this because we are having reflection somewhere here. We have IDE here. We have text editor here. Text editor. This IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Are we together? So here I'm going to categorize this like this. So we are going to have if I write something here, can we be able to see it? We have Windows, and we have Android or mobile IDE. We have mobile. So I'm going to categorize IDE under Windows, we'll put them here. IDE under mobile, we now write them here. We also have text editors under Windows, we will now get them down here. Text editors under mobile, we get them here. It means here, if you are just a new in Java programming, if you're just starting, it means you can be able to what? Use your font in developing some code in Java. So here, we have under IDE here, we have one Eclipse, or which we are going to be using Eclipse. And this Eclipse, we are going to be using them all through our practical, if we start practical session on Java. So Eclipse is also an IDE, and this is cross-platform, and it's free and open source IDE that you can be able to work with. We also have NetBeans, Java NetBeans. This is also a cross-platform, and it's free and open source IDE that you can be able to work with. We have IntelliJ. IntelliJ is also an IDE. Is cross-platform. The meaning of cross-platform here, it means it can run on Windows, it can run on Mac, it can run on Linux, and all types of operating systems we have. These IDEs can be able to work on them. We also have BlueJ, and the disadvantage of BlueJ here, it can only work on Windows and Mac OS. It cannot work on Linux here, please. That is our BlueJ. So we also, if we talk about the text editors here, we have what we call Notepad++. This is just some, please. It's not all what we have. We are just writing some. Notepad++. This is for Windows only. We have Sublime Text, Sublime Text. This is a cross-platform. It can work on all types of operating system. We also have Atom. It's also cross-platform. So this and this is a cross-platform. This is for Windows only. Are we together? This is for Windows and Mac. This is a cross-platform. Are we together? So when we talk about mobile, under ID we have JV Droid. JV Droid is also an IDE that you can use your mobile. All you need to do is just go to your Google Play Store, get this JV Droid on your system, and you work with it. We also have JS Studio, Java Standard Studio is also available on your Play Store or APK directory. So we also have IDE. This is also it is for Android integrated development environment. We also have JShell. You can just work with them. We have a lot of it. So if you are talking about text editors, we have what we call Termux. We have Termux. We have code editor. We have SideMain. So, and just a lot of them. So all you need to do, all these things are what? Are free platforms that you can just get them, unless this Intel, where is the Intel J here? This is commercial, it's not free. It's commercialized. It's commercial, it's not free. But any other things we have mentioned on this board, they are what? They are free and open source IDE and text editors, and I believe we don't have problem with this. So the next thing we are going to look at here, we are going to look at syntax. We have what we call syntax. Syntax is a process in which you are going to follow a step by step, a logic by logic, in order to achieve your programming experience. So it's a sequence of instructions that a computer can execute in order to perform a specific task, logic by logic, in which you can be able to do it just the way we speak grammar in our day-to-day activities. And this grammar, we have rules. Like we have rules that is guiding our day-to-day activities, day-to-day grammar, day-to-day programming. So grammar and rules that define how we write Java programs, we must take note of that. So you just need to think of something like a vocabulary I've mentioned earlier in English language. Think of it. Think of a sentence structure that we use in our normal human languages. In your dialect, we have structure in which if someone pronounce something, you just laugh at him. If we just pronounce something, this is just the English we usually speak in our offices, day-to-day activities. It's our international language that we choose to speak in this country, but it's not our dialect. So we might also make mistake in pronouncing things, something like this. So think of something like this, and then you are going to use the correct keyword when we are talking of what? When we are talking of the syntax. You use the correct keyword, you declare correct variable, you follow correct structure of control flow statement, like we have loop, we have conditional statement, and what have you. So we also have what we call a syntax error. This syntax error makes your program meaningless as in useless. If you programmed anything with errors, with syntax errors, it means that program cannot be able to run on a computer system, meaning that it can prevent your system from running, and it will take you days, months, in fact sometimes years, trying to debug a simple program. So you need to practice a very free error programming exercises in your day-to-day activities. So we also have what we call a semantic in programming. These semantics deal with the meaning of your code. It means you can write your code very clear without any error. But how do you place it? How do you make it to look good? So it's what semantic does. So this semantics describes what our program actually does when it executes, translating the syntax into machine understandable actions. It's all about understanding how operators work. When we talk about operators, we talk about these mathematical operators, like the plus sign, the minus sign, the modular, all these 5 or 4 mathematical operators. We also have incremental operators. We are going to deal with that in our next classes. So our semantics errors doesn't, listen to this. When we talk about the syntax error, if we have anything error in our syntax, it means our program can be able to stop from executing. But here in semantic, when we have errors, it doesn't stop our program from running, but they can produce wrong expectation. Wrong expectation indicates that you are trying to multiply 2 by 2, which is going to give you 4. So, but at the end of the day, when you multiply your program 2 multiply by 2, it gives you 6. You see, the program doesn't stop, or the code doesn't stop, or the error doesn't stop the program from executing, but it gives you what? Wrong output. So what this the semantics here is here now to correct those formalities, to give you a beautiful way of how you can be able to what? Place your codes in an appropriate order in order to avoid those mistakes. We also have what we call pragmatics. This pragmatics goes beyond simple writing correct codes. Move to the extent of focusing on writing a good code. We have good, we have correct. You need to get the difference between the two, the good and the correct. So what the pragmatic here is doing, it goes beyond writing the correct code, but is went to the extent of also writing a good code. Are we together? So it's also about using the language effectively. How well do you communicate with your co-colleague? How well do you communicate with your co-students? That's what pragmatic is here to do. And this is a way that is readable, that somebody can be able to move into your code, to read it, maintain it, but you yourself, if you're coming for debugging or if you're coming for improvement, or somebody that just want to use the system, you send him the code, he can be able to do otherwise without even contacting you, because it is what? It is a good code that anyone can be able to read and understand the code. So this includes the best practice, style convention, code organization, and commenting your code for clarity. So it means in essence, every bit of code you've written or you've coded, you need to what? Put a comment in front of it, telling whoever that is coming to use this system or be able to improve from this existing system, will be able to know what you meant in that very portion or what you are about to do there. So while we are not, this is not strictly required by a computer, but what? Good pragmatics make your code easier for understanding, debugging, and modifying. So whenever you have problem, you can be able to come back onto your system and be able to what? Debug the system easily. Are we together here? So in essence, what we are saying here, we have two basic features here in programming: syntax, semantics, and pragmatic. Syntax is about how do you go about implementing the logic you've prepared. The semantic is here to tell you the process. Do you follow the good process or not? The pragmatic, do you use a good timing in developing such? It's just like when you are preparing a soup or a food. You went to a neighbor, you saw a very beautiful bobo soup and you want to prepare it and you don't know how to go about it. You ask your friend or a visited friend, how do you prepare this? All you need to go about this, just get this. Your requirements or ingredients are here. So this is the process of how you go about cooking that very soup. It's syntax. So when the water get boiled or when the oil gets hot, you put at this, you put at this. This is pragmatic. When we talk about quantity, for any measure of water, you're going to put this measure of salt, this measure of Maggi. This is called pragmatic. I believe and hope this is well understood and transmitted. So the next thing we are going to do here is we are going to look at the basic Java application. Basic Java application program. Basic Java application, please. So we are going to we are going to write a program on this board here, not on a system. We are going to do that after these sessions on a system. Let's finish with the theoretical aspect first and get the technical know-how about this. And I believe even before we finish this session, some of you with this explanation will be able to go about how they can be able to implement their practical exercises. So we are going to write a program that will say hello world. That's the first program we are going to write in Java programming, just to greet you. To start learning any programming language, including Java, we know we must follow the following breakdowns. One, we have what we call the class name. What class are you going to give that your program? Two, the main methods. Class of the program. Two, the method of the program. Then the third one, we have the class, we have the method, we also have the public. Here, the class is the name you are going to save your file with so that Java will be able to read. Java bytecode will be able to transmit it into a Java virtual machine. Are we together? So, every Java program needs this class. You cannot avoid it. Are we together? So, we also have the main method, which is the entry point of your program. The get point of your program is your main method. We also have the public. The public is here in order to allow you access from outside the class, and then the static, because it doesn't need an object of a class to be called. It doesn't need any call of a class. So here we are going to use a string argument as what? As a path, in order to tell the method it can be able to accept what? Accept an argument from a command line. But these, we are not using them here. Are we together? So, we are going to get this very code. We have public class. We have public class. So, what is the name of the program that we want to write? We want to write hello world. So, we can decide to write hello world as our what? As our class. So we open this curly bracket, then we go back and now declare our main method using a public static void. Using what? A public static void main. You have to open this in order to call a string. In order to call what? A string, this argument. There is a spacing between this square bracket and this, and there is ace. Then you close the bracket. You also open a curly bracket. Please, let's assume this continuous. So this continuous, we have arguments. Then you close this, you open a curly bracket again. So the next thing you see now, here you opened, you declared or you use your class called hello. This is the name of the class. That means if you are saving this very program, you are going to save this with hello.java. Are you together? In case if you are going to write it on a terminal. So this is our main method as what? As the basic Java programming application is concerned. This is the main method, and you have done it here. So the next thing you're going to do, remember, all we want to do in this very program is just to display or to greet the user. Hello program, or you're welcome to the first Java program. So now we are going to now use a function called system.out.print. You use a function called system.out.print. Print. Are you going to the next line after you print, or you're going to stay on the same line? We are going to move to the next line after we print. So you now write a string. Whatever that is going to contain here is going to be in string. So you need to put our double quote called hello programmer, or double quote. You close this. So any statement in Java, it ends with what? Who can tell me? Please pause this thing. If you know this thing before this class or before you watch this video, make sure you drop it in the comment section, please. So put a semicolon here and you are done. Remember, how many curly bracket is open here? Is 2. So this one you close it here, this one you close it here, and you are done with your first programming in Java. If you know how to write your first programming in Java before this class, please let me know. If this is the first Java programming code you've written in this my channel, please also let me know in the comment section. And in conclusion, we know Java is a continuous learning process. Just the way you do your mathematics in various institutions, various classes, you need to keep on practice, day-to-day activities, keep on exploring, keep on performing experiments, different projects, and seek help whenever you need help. That's the best way to be a very good programmer, and the vast Java community is always ready to support you. All you need to do, just search on Google Java community, and don't hesitate to utilize the resources we have available of resources online. Don't hesitate to refer to those resources, get your hands on them, seek help whenever it needed. It will be great. Thank you for being with our channels. Thanks for being with Soft Skills Academy. Thanks for being with Mr. Bamanga Mahmoud Ahmad. Remain blessed. Thank you.